Kevin McCarthy of California told his close friend Liz Cheney that he hoped the social media companies would censor more conservative Republicans in Congress. Donald Trump, the sitting president, had already been silenced by those companies, but McCarthy wanted the tech oligarchs to do more, to force disobedient lawmakers off the internet. Quote, can't they take their Twitter accounts away too? Those are the tape recorded words of Congressman Kevin McCarthy, a man who in private turns out sounds like an MSNBC contributor. And yet, unless conservatives get their act together right away, Kevin McCarthy or one of his highly liberal allies like Elise Stefanik is very likely to be Speaker of the House in January. That would mean we will have a Republican Congress led by a puppet of the Democratic Party.
Oh, this whole thing is like extra spicy. This is really tasty. I hope you guys like this because it's going to continue on. Here, Tucker Carlson is going off on Kevin McCarthy for that last bit, as we just did a minute ago, talking about how maybe these elected officials that are talking about insurrections and supporting the violence that was happening and promoting what Donald Trump said, maybe he's just trying to position himself and he's a puppet of the Democratic Party. See if you can try to figure out how that makes any sense. But the purpose here is to turn other Republicans against Kevin McCarthy, because now they can't say, hey, Kevin McCarthy obviously wanted Donald Trump out of office. He obviously has a problem with what the most radical wings of the party have to say. They can't say all that. Instead, you have to replace it with Democrats are controlling him, along with Elise Stefanik somehow. We're gonna get to her in a second, but first, let's get to the details of why he's calling everyone rhinos and establishment people, and that they're turning on the real people of the party. So Carlson's statements came after the New York Times published that bombshell report, and it talked about how McCarthy was concerned with Republican lawmakers like Gates and others, and their potential for inciting violence after that riot on January 6th. The Times also highlighted how McCarthy, in these leaked audio recordings, had mulled the possibility of censoring them, of course. And we saw how, what's his name there? Tucker Carlson there already talked about how what he said and how he's upset about trying to get people off of Twitter and everything. So how about the Elise Stefanik part? She was asked as she was running into work this morning about what she thinks about Tucker's comments and the McCarthy tapes. She had a lot to say. Watch.
Morning, Congresswoman. Any concerns about the audio, Mr. McCarthy?
I'm going to chair this meeting.
She's going to go chair that meeting. That's the only time that she has for. By the way, in case you guys don't remember, Stefanik has been a staunch Trump defender over the last year, after taking over the conference chair role that Liz Cheney was pushed out of after speaking out against Trump's false election claims. So that Elise Stefanik, that apparently is a puppet of the Democratic Party, has been kowtowing and following behind Trump so much that she got Liz Cheney's position, because Liz Cheney decided to get on the January 6th committee and do something about it. So we'll see, but I'm curious about your thoughts here, Ray.
Yeah, it just seems like within the Republican Party, if you don't sufficiently, kiss the ring of Donald Trump, even if you've been slobbering all over it for years, one little mishap in their eyes is enough to say that you are actually a socialist, communist, leftist who's best friends with Nancy Pelosi and braids her hair every day. But I think that really they're using this moment, and I think this is what Tucker was getting at, to try to push Kevin McCarthy out and put in a more, I don't want to say conservative, because all the Republicans are conservative. I don't think there's a conservative wing of the Republican Party that just is the party, but more of someone from the MAGA fascist wing of the party into the leadership. Because when we see these tapes and we hear this, we think, okay, so the Republican establishment is upset with Matt Gaetz, but when the far right conservative MAGA people hear it, they think, oh, these people don't like Donald Trump. These people don't want to protect our elections. Kevin McCarthy, Elise Stefanik, and Liz Cheney, and so on. These people don't care about America first. So this is a moment that Tucker Carlson is seizing on to push out the old and put in I can't imagine someone like Matt Gaetz becoming the leader or potentially speaker of the House. But I mean, that's what they're pushing for.
That's the plan, right? And also, by the way, I was a little curious about the at least Stefanik shoving. I get why they're trying to get rid of Kevin McCarthy, because he's now been damaged. He's been exposed on these tapes. All the lies that he tells about how he's going to talk to Louis Gohmert, he's going to talk to Matt Gaetz, and he's going to talk to Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. None of those discussions are had, as we've already seen. He just says it to clear his name and waited out long enough to hopefully get in a position of power. Now they're coming for him, and I just don't see why at least Stefanik is not next on their list. Maybe because she did switch over, as most Republicans did. They hated him. They hated Donald Trump, but they had to follow him anyway.